Hello, welcome back to the channel. We are here, the place to be, reviews. I'm Etepokuian, right here with all of yous, and today we're going to be discussing an article that came out a couple days ago on MovieWeb, but now when I look at these things, I want to approach them not with a knee-jerk reaction, but I want to take my time, dissect the issue, look into some previous statements made, and then kind of formulate my opinion and release the video to you guys. Now, that's not to say that there won't be immediate reaction videos moving forward, but you know what? Let's not get into semantics right now. We're going to talk about Star Wars today. We're going to talk about Yoda and a new yes, this is a place to be review shirt. This is the same one I've been wearing. I know you guys want one. I know it. Please allow my monkeys. Roll the footage.
Yeah, that works.
I like
all right.
that.
Okay. All right, moving on.
All right, we are over here on MovieWeb. This article came out on September 1st, about 3 days ago. But like I said, I've been doing a little bit of homework, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to break it down. I'm sitting in a very uncomfortable chair. I'm not in my office, but we're going to get through this together. Lucasfilm has revealed new artwork for Star Wars: The High Republic, offering a glimpse at Yoda hundreds of years before the Phantom Menace. Now, the problem with The High Republic, including Yoda, is they've already anointed a new Jedi Master. That's the shining light of what the Jedi represent, the best of the best. Who is it, you ask? We're going to get to that soon. Lucasfilm has offered a new official look at Yoda in a way we've never seen him before. Young. Relatively speaking, that is. Star Wars: The High Republic, a massive upcoming publishing initiative that was announced earlier this year, is coming our way in early 2021. It will tell a brand new story within a galaxy far, far away, across multiple publishers, with a collection of stories in a variety of mediums. Now, we have our first look at a young Yoda, who will factor into the events prominently. Therein lies the problem. They said this is set before, roughly 200 years before the Phantom Menace. Now, the problem I have with this is Yoda dies at 900 years old in Return of the Jedi. So, with that being said, with this look into the High Republic, it would seem that Yoda would be sort of in his prime. Not quite middle-aged, but he's in his prime. He's at the peak of his powers, which even in the prequels, he was still one of the most powerful Jedis. So this is 200 years before then. So he was past his prime then, still one of the most powerful Jedis, most skilled Force users. Held his own with Emperor Palpatine. So this is why I have a problem with this when you're talking about usurping the power of Yoda in favor of this new Jedi, of course, because it has to be a woman. Why don't you make more alien Jedi? This is the thing that always bothered me. In the prequels, you have all these aliens: Ki-Adi-Mundi, Kit Fisto, Size 10, Luminara Unduli, Shakti, Aayla Secura, and yet you always go back and have to lead with a human Jedi. You're in a galaxy far, far away, okay? Now, this is not a problem because it's a woman. It's the problem of it being the motivations for it to be a woman, which we will touch on a little bit later in the video. So as we see here, I'm putting up on the screen right now, the artwork done by Grant Griffin was revealed recently, showcasing Yoda roughly 200 years before the events of the Phantom Menace. That means Yoda is about 230 years younger, give or take a few years, than he was when we first met the Jedi legend in Empire Strikes Back. The big takeaway from the images is that Yoda looks like he means business. The Jedi will be a big part of author Danielle Jose Older's Star Wars: The High Republic Adventures comic, which is arriving next year from IDW Publishing. Older will be depicting a version of Yoda who is, quote, a journeyman out in the galaxy. And here's a quote from author Daniel Jose Older and what he had to say about it. While he's already a respected member of the Jedi Council, at this point, we meet Yoda in IDW's The High Republic Adventure series doing what he loves best: looking out for the young folks, in this case, a group of Padawans traveling around the galaxy to learn the ways of the Jedi with a hands-on approach. The Force Study Abroad program, basically. So what they've done is they've reduced Yoda to an OP babysitter for a bunch of Padawans, which I understand what they're doing. And if you're going to watch the video and say, well, you just don't understand. Because Star Wars The High Republic is set so far back in the timeline, largely in uncharted territory, it will focus mostly on new characters. But Yoda, given that he was around 900 years old when he died, can help provide some connective material to the Skywalker saga. Troy Alders, Lucasfilm art director, had this to say about it. Before we go on with Troy's comment, what I want to say is this. As cynical as Disney owning Star Wars and Disney released Star Wars, The Mandalorian notwithstanding, because I love The Mandalorian, I believe that the only reason they haven't touched Yoda is yet they haven't quite figured a way to completely destroy him yet and his legacy, which I do believe this will lead into. Not destroying him in a literal sense of the word, but more of a metaphor as what they'll use him for, what they'll do to him. Because, let's be honest, I haven't seen any of these people who have an ounce of respect for the OT characters, George Lucas's vision, or anything. All it's been is weak attempts to sell toys because they don't sell, trying to rehash the original trilogy because J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson are, as far as Star Wars is concerned, talentless hacks. So let's move forward with Troy's comment here. The goal was to update Yoda, but to be careful and be true to Yoda that we all know and love. Also, to really make sure that this new look was believable, as this is really the first time there has been an opportunity to update his look and his clothing. It felt like a daunting and enormous responsibility to embark on and to get right. Well, Troy, odds are you won't get it right because I don't believe that you actually do respect or care about this character's lineage. Goes on to say previously, some artwork for the event showcased what seemed to be a new Baby Yoda as well. Baby Yoda, who does not yet have an official name, became a huge breakout character in the aforementioned Mandalorian. So, we are poised to learn much more about the mysterious Star Wars alien species in the future, it would seem. So in all honesty, as I put the Avar Chris up on the board here with the quote that they have about her, which is, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny to really read this quote, because like I said, knowing everything that we know about Yoda, his power set, his capabilities, his force ability, and his connection to the Force really makes you question why they would do this with this character, Avar Chris. Why are you going to try to put her over? I mean, yeah, Disney is pissed off because they didn't come up with these characters. They're not their characters. It's like Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige, because it's all relative. Disney owns Marvel, Disney owns Star Wars, and they want to turn Star Wars into the MCU. Now, do I think that they're going to achieve this through this High Republic initiative, which is nothing to do with film? It's comic books, YA or young adult novels, and the more EU direction of the books is what they're trying to do, is establish a new EU, which you had a perfectly good EU that people loved. I'm not a big EU aficionado, but I respect what was written and what was there, and I know what people liked about it, and I understand why, because it filled in gaps. Was it necessarily canonical? No. Should it be? Not unless you want to translate it to screen. It's the same thing, the same argument that I have about animation. I don't feel like the Clone Wars show should be canonical. I don't, and I catch a lot of heat for that. It's a very unpopular opinion, because when it comes to my cinematic universes, I'm going to apologize, and this is coming from somebody who loves animation, loves cartoons. I don't believe that animation has a fucking place in canon in a cinematic universe. That's like Marvel What If, okay? That show they're coming up with for Disney+. I don't think it's obviously not canon in the MCU, but I don't think it should be. It's the same thing with the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels. I don't think it should be canonical. Definitely not Star Wars Resistance, which was hot garbage. Now, I'm not saying that Rebels and the Clone Wars are trash. I'm not saying that at all. I rather enjoyed the first 4 seasons of Clone Wars. I haven't watched any more than that. Will I? Possibly. Okay, so here is the description from the initial release of the information about the new Jedi in the High Republic. Avar Chris, and if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I don't really care. Avar Chris is the brightest, most noble example of Jedihood. She always tries to see the good in people and situations and never puts herself first. She is invigorated about life on the frontier and the challenges it brings. It is an inspiration for those who work with her. She is compassionate, not dogmatic, and always ready to sacrifice herself over others. Avar Chris is the best of the best. The best of the best, you say, huh? Well, I know a certain short, green Jedi from Degobah, who would beg to differ with you on that, and who is far superior to this new Jedi, Avar Chris. It's ridiculous. This is just what I'm talking about, and this is why fans are angry. Nobody's gonna care if you want to come up with new characters and they don't suck. Like the amazing Wonder Ray, who's just the bestest ever. Nothing against Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley is a fine, sweet woman. She seems very, very fun to be around. Has a lot of spunk, and I genuinely think she would be fun to hang out with and just talk to. The character sucks, okay? It's just like Rose Tico. Nobody dislikes Kelly Marie Tran. If they do, then you're a piece of garbage. Because Kelly Marie Tran is much the same. Seems like a very sweet, kind, caring individual. Her character just is horrible, poorly written, and shoehorned. Nobody cared. Nobody cared about Rose Tico. That's why Rose Tico is still rotting on Ollie's shelves. We see that thanks to El Jefe from World Class Bullshitters with the toy videos. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, what do you guys think? Is Avar Chris truly the best Jedi? Is she that much more powerful than Yoda in the prime of his career, of his life? Before he got into that twilight factor of his life and he died in Return of the Jedi peacefully on Dagobah with Luke there. Is Avar Chris really the most shining example of a Jedi? Is this the best that Disney can come up with? Is some bullshit like this? Like I said, no issue with it being a woman, but don't usurp a pre-established character's power set and place in the Jedi pecking order just to try to prop up a hollow character that's based solely on her identity. That's where you lose the fans. That's where you lost me. Now it's your turn to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to do all the YouTube things. Bitch slap the like button. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Remember, we got a lot of big things coming up on the channel. Special guest Jennifer Thomas will be here in a couple weeks on Monday night going in Raw. Much, much more. I'm Etepo Queen, the place to be reviews. I have been here with all of you, and remember, if I don't see you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow.